Today we're going to be using some cold hard cash to find a good deal on Facebook Marketplace, but will we actually find a good deal on Facebook Marketplace? Let's find out, but first, a word from today's sponsor.
As a tech enthusiast and dare I say PC building expert, there's only one thing that fuels my carnal desire for destruction, and that's seeing someone with unactivated Windows. Luckily for you, today's video sponsor GVG Mall is here to help. GVG Mall is an online marketplace with game keys and Windows licenses for cheap. The best part is, it's extremely easy. All you have to do is purchase a key using code TB20, then just copy and paste the key into Windows. And beyond just saving big on game keys or Windows 10 or 11 keys, you also get to avoid my wrath. Check out GVG Mall today and be sure to use code TB20 to save big on your purchase.
Alright guys, so I think I found a pretty good deal on Facebook Marketplace. I messaged about, I think 3 or 4 people. One of them didn't respond, one of them kind of sort of responded, but they wouldn't come down in price. And then 2 of them responded and came down, but one of them I kind of found out they were missing the side panel screws, like all of them. And they told me it didn't have storage, which it didn't even say in the ad. And I'm like, okay, that's just, come on, that's not good advertising. They did come down in price to like $200 for a 1660 Super PC with an unnamed Ryzen CPU, but I ended up finding one where they actually had pretty good advertising, and we'll have it in the video here, but it looks like we're looking at an RTX 2060 with a Ryzen 5 3600X, 16 gigs of RAM and dual channel, an Asus Prime B550, a aftermarket 2-fan tower cooler, a 700 watt 80 plus gold, probably Gomdius power supply, and it's an iBuyPower pre-built. The only thing it's missing is storage, with this, which they, they say very well in the first part of storage. No storage included, you have to add your own, and it comes with like some RGB fans and stuff. So I talked them down to $325 cash after some haggling, and considering they're asking $400, I think $325 for a 2060 with the 3600X is not too bad, but we'll have to actually go pick it up. All right, we are heading that way. We're out to buy the gaming PC, $325 cash. I find that that's like a good bargaining technique, by the way, for anybody that's trying to buy anything locally, used, new, doesn't really matter. But if you're gonna hit them with like a urgency and cash, so if you hit them with like a, all right, for this guy, they were asking $400, and I said, hey, I will give you, I think I started with 300 cash today, and they said, I would do 350, and I was like, how about we meet in the middle of 325? And they said, all right, here's my address. It was that simple, and luckily they live pretty close too. They actually live in like the same town as the shop, basically, which is pretty nice. So yeah, I'm just heading straight there after work because I kind of just got confirmation that I could come pick it up, and I happen to have to go shopping afterwards, and it's right next to the store, so that works out just wonderfully. So I'm heading over there now. I'm hoping everything's as described, and I just have to add storage to it, really clean it up, and then hopefully we have ourselves a good gaming PC that we can potentially resell later at PC Bros. Yeah, so you said it works, you just took the storage out?
Yes, basically. Yep.
Cool.
Storage out, everything else is...
Did you build a new one or upgrade or something?
No, I don't use it as much.
Oh, okay.
So, got a PS5, went back to console.
Especially with how good consoles are these days. Here's
The 325, is that what
yeah.
you're agreeing on?
Yeah, you want to count it out?
Sure, thanks.
You had another one I was looking at, but it had like, they didn't even tell me until I was about to head over there. They're like, yeah, it's missing the side panel. I was like, well, I kind of, it'd need a new case then, dude. I don't want to.
Yeah,
Yeah, this one has everything, so. Nah, I got it.
Oh,
Cool. All right, man.
Yeah,
thank you.
Man. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. PC successfully purchased. Sitting right back here. Dude was really cool. Said he just wasn't playing PC anymore and he switched back to console. But anyways, hey. That's the way of life. It happens, and honestly, console's pretty darn good these days anyways, but let's go ahead and get this back to the office and see what we got. All right, guys, we got the PC back. Luckily, it was a very short drive, so it didn't take me long to get the PC. It sat in my truck overnight, but I got Jonah here filming, got the PC back, and I'm curious what it really even is, because I know the basic specs, I know it doesn't have storage, I don't know like the motherboard and stuff like that. So one thing I'm gonna do a little different is I want to see if it turns on. I should probably do that. I should probably hook up a monitor.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I should probably hook up a monitor because I didn't get to see that. The guy just brought it out. He seemed trustworthy. He just said that he was tired of, he didn't really use his PC a lot. He switched to PlayStation 5. So let's just see if it works. If we get to like the splash screen. And then after that, we're gonna talk about each part and what they go for on eBay, because you guys already know what I paid for the PC. Jonah doesn't. Jonah, I paid $325 for it.
Okay.
I don't think that that's a bad deal.
For a 2060 build, I think that's pretty fair. I mean, I see them going used for around $450 to $500 sometimes. So
People are pretty dumb about RTX cards. They think they're worth a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd still say that's a fair deal for a 2060 build. But this one has RGB, a nice tower cooler, some RAM, dual channel, so.
And I don't know why he changed the cooler. I mean, well, I know why you would. It's probably had a crappy stock
UFO coolers.
Or a UFO. This is iBuyPower. But I don't know if maybe it was overheating. I don't know. He didn't tell me. He just basically kept saying, oh, it's a really good cooler. And, you know, I mean, it's a pretty big, I think it's a Scythe cooler.
Yeah, I've never seen Scythe before, but that might just be my...
Matt and I used to work with them a good amount. They're like, they're pretty foreign. You know what I mean? They're definitely up there on the list of coolers that you probably can't buy here.
I was gonna say, because I mean, nowadays Thermalright's the king of the budget cooler space. So
okay, so we have lights here. We have boot and VGA. So we should have display out. I am plugged into the USB-C on the motherboard. I'm willing to bet that can't deliver enough power. You're not seeing anything yet, right?
Nope.
All right, let's grab a power brick. Probably no big deal. All the power bricks are gone. All right, we got a little Ugreen, not a sponsor, but they do send us a lot of cool chargers. So this should power this mini monitor like plenty well. We might have to restart the PC. I don't know if you guys know, but a lot of PCs, they don't just automatically hot swap monitors. I will say if it ends up having a bad part, that might be like the first time that's like ever happened. That should mean like when it's VGA and boot, that should mean that it's going like displaying out. If it was red, it'd be bad, but green or white's usually good. Oh, I think the HDMI wasn't plugged in all the way down.
Time to do it again.
Yeah, it seems like they're multicolor LEDs, so. All right, oh, come on.
There it is.
All right, I can already tell. Was that an Asus? Is that a B450, I think?
It's a Prime.
It looks like a full size. All right, so here's what we're gonna do, because I think I got a good deal. I paid $325. I'm literally just gonna, McAllister will edit on screen here. We're on eBay, ready to go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over the parts you can buy used first, because I wanna know if I'm getting good value here. 325 bucks, could I build this PC for that cost? So first up, we have a Ryzen 5 3600X. And is that confirmed in the BIOS? Do you see 3600?
Yeah, it's 3600X. Okay. Oh, and the motherboard's a B550 Plus.
Ooh, okay.
So an Asus Prime B550 Plus.
Okay, so 3600Xs are about 50 to 55 bucks. So a lot cheaper nowadays. 6 core 12 thread, not bad at all. They have Gen 4, which is really cool. That's something that came out with 3000 series Ryzen. And then you said we have a B550
Prime B550 Plus.
I probably wouldn't go eBay for that, but let's just see. Let's just see like a refurb one. Okay, I found an open box one for 80 bucks. So that puts us up to about, what, 150? We're already getting close. We're getting close. Okay, RTX 2060. We had an EVGA one, but we're not gonna worry about the brand because, if I'm building one, I'm just gonna buy a 2060. That's a good deal. 130, 140.
That's honestly not bad value.
You're a 20 series kid. Remember you
started? I started in 20
2070.
series, yeah. My brother had a 2060.
Okay, so the 2066 gig, to give me an idea, is the 3056 gig is pretty close in performance.
Okay, so
not too far off.
low,
But those are
medium.
180.
Yeah,
So all right, well, I'm seeing like, here's an EVGA 2 fan for 145 free shipping, but it has a lot of watchers. So we'll say about that. We'll say about 140. So that puts us at almost 300 bucks.
Yeah, and then, I mean, if you consider case, power supply.
16 gigs dual channel.
16 gigs RAM.
So 16 gigs dual channel. I feel like you probably have that in your head, what, like 35 bucks?
40 bucks nowadays.
So that puts us up to about 350. We don't have storage. We're gonna have to add that, so we're gonna have to, we'll get to that in a minute. I don't know what power supply this has in it, actually. What else? Am I missing anything else?
Case.
The case. It's not about power.
We didn't factor in cooler price either.
Oh, yes. Yeah, big. I mean, let's just say any brand. I mean, 2 fans. This is interesting, too. It has a thin fan for RAM
It's a low profile, which I honestly like. I like being able to see both sticks of RAM.
That's a good point. Normally cover one, 40, 50. So that would put us at like 380, 390. The case.
Yeah, maybe 50.
So about 440, 450. Our power supply, I cannot see. The back's actually not too bad either. Got a filter back here. Not too bad on the cable management side. He actually did a good job adding that cooler, I will say. So I am gonna take this apart and clean it before I game. I know normally we don't do that because normally it's a Facebook flip. I'm not flipping this one. It will be for sale at PCBros.tech, but I'm not gonna try to do the whole Facebook Marketplace flip because I'm gonna be honest, those videos take so long. People lowball you a lot or you just don't get messages. So I would rather just sell that one at our PC selling business and give someone a good deal on it. What do you think? I'm thinking Gomdius or something. Or
it could be Gomdius. It could also
be an OEM.
Could also be like a high power, maybe.
Power, yeah.
I don't know when they switched to high power, but they've been through a few, I feel like.
It's a high power. All right.
Look at that.
I'll get in there. So we're looking at, move my mic because I know it's gonna be really muffled. It looks like we have a 700 GD, so 700 watt gold.
700 watt gold.
That's actually, and high power is an OEM. So I would probably say this is at least a C tier power supply, which I cannot complain about. This build's clean too. So we're thinking that this is, I mean, if I wanted to build this PC right now, I'd be over 500 bucks probably. So,
and that's why I kind of went back to 2060 builds, kind of averaging around $500 to $600.
yeah.
So
We're doing pretty good so far. We do need to go to the back. We'll go to PC Bros real quick. We'll grab some storage. We think would be good because it does have Gen 4.
I would do 1 terabyte Gen 4. I think that's probably fair.
Let's go see what we have. Probably Time Tech or something. Should we just go ahead and upgrade the graphics card too? Put like a 97 XT in there. We're throwing a Silicon Power actually. These are pretty good. The UD90s, pretty fast.
Gen 4?
Oh, and they have NAND, Jonah. I know you like NAND.
Do they actually have NAND?
They have 3D NAND. It's 3-dimensional. So it's even better than 2D NAND. I don't know if 2D NAND is actually a thing. I made that up. So really all we need to do is add this storage, and then I am gonna take the cooler off. We're gonna do thermal paste. We're gonna clean it up. It's not gonna take much, so let's go ahead and do it. Our NVMe is in a very convenient spot. You see like right down there. And I could probably, these old mechanic cans, you know. Jonah always loves when I tell people by the way, I was a mechanic, guys. Jonah loves when I do that. But I think to make things simple, we want to clean this really well. Let's just go ahead and get the cooler and the GPU out. It'll be a good chime to see how our EVGA 2060 RIP EVGA, great company, but yeah, this is kind of a relic. I think it's worth more.
Potentially.
I guess you can't really buy a new 2060 anywhere.
No, you can't. They died with the 30 series.
This is low mileage, you know that? It actually is really clean, wow.
I was gonna say, there's not much dust buildup in there.
Yeah, this is the difference of, you can tell this person probably did not have pets, or they took really good care of their PC, because I mean, there's like barely any dust. There's like no pet hair.
Focus.
They probably just had some pet goldfish, if I had to guess. But this is actually let me see, this is an EVGA, I'm trying to think of what model this would be. It says KR. You guys can look that up if you want. It's not a KO, I know that much, and I don't think it's the Black Edition, because the Black Edition had like the kind of see-through side, so I'm not really too sure. This cooler though, massive, big old scythe cooler. I'm unfamiliar with like the model or anything like that, but it does have that interesting thin fan. Let's go and see if we can get this off. That's the worst part about these coolers.
Even here too is low amount of dust buildup, which is really impressive.
Yeah, this doesn't happen on Marketplace, I feel like. So yeah guys, PC Bros cleaning stuff here. By the way, we do sell cleaning kits. We got like a really cheap one, then we also have a pretty expensive one that comes with like an air cleaner and everything, but you get some rubbing alcohol pads, which is what we use here. We always tell you guys the cleaning kits have everything that we use at our office here. So yep, that's a true 3600X, it's not a fake. And then we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take this off to make this a little easier. And these brackets are thick, dude. Normally they're like flimsy. Look at the heat pipes on this too.
Ooh, wow.
And this is another, I like when coolers do this. Instead of having the copper heat pipes run through where you have cracks, which to me cracks mean extra heat, right? You have a nice flat aluminum die. Could also be copper that's coated with like aluminum or paint, but I think it's aluminum. Yeah, pretty good looking. How many heat pipes? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 heat pipe. This is cool too. It has the spot for the RAM.
That's nice, and it's also offset, so you can have it moved over more to like one of the sides that you want.
Yeah, you can pick your side. Okay, see these fans, they could probably use a little dusting. I'm gonna grab the Blowimatron. I don't think we're gonna need to take this outside or anything. It's not one of those builds where it's like disgusting. I mean, dude, where's the dust at? I'm just getting all the spots that I'm not gonna be able to get once the cooler's back on. The RAM is really silver. Like, I feel like I've never seen this G-Skill RAM before.
I don't know, they got more and more tame over the years, but I feel like this looks normal for old.
Oh, look, we got a date. July 2020, 3200 megahertz, CL16, so it's pretty good stuff. Yeah, I don't feel like I've ever, obviously I've seen tons of Ripjaws. This is like brushed aluminum. Like, it's not painted. I feel like I've never just seen like bare G-Skill RAM like this. I really like it though. And he did a good job matching the Asus Prime theme, didn't he?
He did, and the cooler also has the gray and silver theme kind of going for it.
Yeah, you know, this, well, I say this, he might have added this, because this is iBuyPower, so it's hard to say what all he added and what all came that way, because let's be honest, iBuyPower back then, they did not like doing dual channel RAM. They like
still
to save
don't.
Money. That's true.
They still don't. You go to a pre-built place and they got single channel RAM everywhere.
So I normally like to do like a line in the middle, and then the outer corners I like to add a little bit more. With this cooler being flat like it is, like not having the voids, this thermal paste will spread like really well. We got our fan facing the right direction. This should get us a couple extra degrees knocked off. Not that I didn't do a stable test before, but honestly, with how clean the build is, I bet it ran great. Let's go ahead and get our little slim fan on. It's so funny. You really don't need this slim fan.
No, but I like seeing the fan up front. I think it just
I do like how it fits like in like the way that they do these grooves, to where it's not like over top like you'd normally see. That's one thing that's good about the PC Bros cleaner, is that it has degreaser in it. Basically almost like a very, very, very light alcohol, so it gets rid of like oils and stuff, fingerprints, all that good stuff. All right, let's do that NVMe before I forget, because I just told Jonah, don't let me forget. So this is always fun. We're very lucky, and we have like, You want to see this drawer here, Jonah? Look at all the standoff screws we have in here. We keep all of them, as many as we can. So it's going to take one of these really little guys. I mean, the actual screw itself is basically like an M.2, a tiny little one. And they do have different heights too, but generally, and honestly, you can just snug those down really tight by hand, but if you need to, you can grab like a pair of pliers. Let's go ahead and see if this height's right. All right, that looks pretty good. Slightly offset, but yeah, who cares? Okay, let's take this over the trash can. I don't think there's even gonna be anything in it, but we'll just give it a good dusting. I can see a little bit of dust down in there. Oh, look at that. We got a little bit come out you see it? Coming out the top. Oh yeah. A little bit of dust. All right. I think we're going to shave off a degree or two, you know, overall. Yeah, so now what we're going to do is we're going to remove one fan at a time and see what the temp... No, I'm just kidding. And then we can go ahead and plug this back in. There's really not a better way to run this. I mean, we could run it through the bottom here, but I don't think that's really necessary. There's a couple of cables. Like, I think we could clean this up back here. Did you feel like you saw anything else, Jonah?
I mean, we can take out the SATA port. Or the SATA cable, because we don't need it.
There's no, yeah. He must have, or let me make sure there's not still a hard drive in here.
He might have used he might have been using a 2.5 inch.
Could have been a 2.5 inch, yep. There's nothing down there, so, okay, we'll take that out. Make the build a little cleaner. I like how we have this little remote port, too.
Yeah, I saw that, too. I didn't know what it was, but...
I don't think we have a remote, though.
Aside from that, I think, aside from that, just, I would say, cleaning up the cables down here, allowing them to kind of not be seen whenever you look at the case from here.
It is funny, a lot of case companies do that where they give you the cable runs right through those holes.
Yeah.
I prefer when they're off to the side, so what I normally do is I go through with zip ties and I find ways to kind of get them off to the side, which I'll show you guys here. We'll turn this around. This was back when they'd have their lunch and then they would just be like, oh, add that to the pile of cable management stuff. Okay, cool. There is a tie down here. We'll use that. Do this to here. This will help keep that hub from shifting around too. It looked like all the RGB was working though, so that's nice. I don't have to go and sort all that out. A lot of these PCs I buy, I feel like people just never hook up the RGB, right? And then the bread tie I don't really care about, honestly. We'll just stick it off to the side, just make sure you can't see it through the case. All right, let's turn that around. See how that looks from the front now. That's the most important part of your build, you guys. Making sure the front looks good. What do you think?
Looks better.
Pretty decent?
It looks intentional now. You know, you can see the zip tie up there.
Yeah.
Bounding everything together. It looks pretty good.
Well, we're gonna cut the excess, and then, you know, real quick, we don't really have to go into a lot of detail, but we're gonna take our cleaner, microfiber. We're just gonna go through and wipe down all the metals in the case, the inside and out, and then we'll be ready to actually load up Windows on this PC and benchmark. All right, guys, we were playing Marvel Rivals, so a little esports title, which I think this PC is going to be geared really well towards is 1080p esports, maybe some light 1440p. But currently, we're running borderless window, NVIDIA DLSS set to quality, 80% super scale, and we're running medium preset. We do have some SSGI ray tracing turned on. Now, by the way, this is not our typical MSI overlay. I wanted to try out Steam's built-in overlay because I've always had a theory that MSI overlay probably is a little bit taxing, maybe not much, you know, but I'm like, hey, every little bit of performance we can get, we might as well. So you can see our FPS is in the top left. We also can see our lows and highs as well, which is pretty cool. So you can see we're having like lows of like, you know, 40s, actually even 20s at times, and then highs of like 76. Our CPU utilization's right next to that, our CPU clock speed, GPU utilization, GPU temperature. So yeah, I think really the only thing I guess we kind of are missing that I didn't realize until just now is we don't have CPU temperature. So I don't know if we'll always use the Steam overlay, but hey, I figured for this benchmark, it's a lot quicker than setting up Afterburner. So I figured why not give it a try. I've not played this in a while, so don't judge me. Don't judge me. Yeah, it's pretty sick that we paid $325 on Marketplace for this PC, and it really needed pretty minimal work. You know, it's wild because normally if we go try to buy like a PC like this, from let's say just like SGT Abron or something like that on like Amazon or Newegg, you're going to be looking at like $500 or $600 for a PC that's like probably worse spec than this, because obviously they have to, you know, make money somehow. So it's pretty cool that we're able to actually get a really respectable build that looks good, it performs good, and you know, I don't think anybody would complain about $325 for a gaming PC that's 1080p, you know, pretty modern title ready. Oh, we also have RAM utilization off to the side too, which is pretty cool. And I like that it actually shows like the actual like usable RAM, so 15.9. We're using almost all of it in Marvel Rivals. Oh no, I'm brainwashed. Swallow him, Jeff. All right, I really want to use my ult and get like more than one kill. Oh. Dude, come on, please. No way, oh my god, I missed. And it's Emma Frost anyways, I wouldn't even bet it yet. See, she does that to me. I just have to take all of this. My team's all dead again somehow. I mean, we're not getting like super high, like competitive FPS numbers, but like it feels really good. It's very smooth. I guess MSI Afterburner still is king here because I realize I don't even have like response times or anything. I'll use it next time. I just want to try something different, but I think this is a little lackluster on info. Trying to stagger me, but I won't let him. All right, well, look, we didn't win Marvel Rivals, but I think we're definitely winning in terms of our price to performance. Let's go ahead and go to another game. All right, guys, we are testing out Apex Legends. This is kind of like a AAA esports title, easier to run AAA. And we're currently running pretty much high settings, like almost like a high preset. We have VSync turned off, 1080p. Ooh, I like this class. But as you guys can see, we're pretty much hitting our 144 FPS cap. Pretty much a locked 144. I can definitely deal with that. It's hard to say if we're really gonna get much below our 144 cap. You guys will have to watch and tell me, but I mean, it's looking pretty darn good at the moment. Apex, like I said, very well optimized game. I mean, very well. That was a lot of people. Very well optimized. It typically always runs great, but it just goes to show. I mean, you could probably do 1440p. Maybe I'll even try some 1440p. Woo! Bruh. He pushed the grenade. He's crazy. Oh. All right, well, Apex Legends looking pretty good. I mean, we're pretty much at our cap pretty consistently at like high settings. So, hey, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go ahead and go to our last game, which is gonna be a AAA title, Blacksmith Wukong. All right, I told you guys I'd give you a AAA title, and we have Blacksmith Wukong, which is arguably one of the hardest games in the market to run. And currently we're running 1080p. We are running a super res on DLSS of 65%. And now I know that might sound kind of low, but that's actually considered to be quality DLSS. This game is really, really, really hard to run at native. I don't even know if a 5090, in all honesty, at like 1440p or 4K can run like 100% with no upscaling at like higher settings. But speaking of that, we're running low settings. We're doing ray tracing off because honestly, I want to get like somewhat respectable FPS. I don't know what this part means. Maybe McAllister can tell me. I tried changing the settings back and forth. It's not frame gen. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's something to do with the LSS or what. But anyways, so low settings. I forgot there's a boss up here that I have not been able to get past. So let's see how this goes. You know, I'm fighting the yellow loom. Dude, he's freaking horrible. Yeah, we're getting about 70 to like 90 FPS, which isn't too bad. Haha. Ow. It definitely doesn't like look the prettiest, I will say, at lower settings with like this level of DLSS. And no ray tracing. I said this game looks really good with ray tracing. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, he has me like trapped in a corner. I can't even move. Bing, bing. We're doing pretty good at maintaining FPS, I will say. Like, I mean, like I said, it's not like the prettiest, but we're not getting like super low chunks or anything, bad lag spikes. Definitely didn't dodge that. Oh my god. Definitely didn't dodge that either. I'm not dead. Yeah, I'm not gonna beat this boss today. It's not happening, but yeah, 70, 80-ish FPS at low settings, 1080p. Honestly, that's all I can ask for in Blacksmith because it's, like I said, it's a really hard game to run. At home even, I run a 5080 with the 9800X3D. That's like almost the best hardware you can get. I run at 1440p, like high settings, with a lower render scale and everything with DLSS, and even then I only get like a little over 100 FPS. So very hard to run game, but we've now seen this PC run a AAA, kind of like a AAA esports, and of course an esports title. So we've definitely covered all the aspects. So let's go ahead and wrap this video up, talk about 3D Mark Time Spy. So we just did a few Let's Play style benchmarks, and this PC did really good for the price. I mean, $325 plus a $50 NVMe SSD has us at about $375. And at $375, normally if Matt and I were going to build something ourselves, we'd have to go with quite a few used parts, maybe even like a Xeon combo off of AliExpress. So this being all off-the-shelf parts that are actually name brand is pretty darn good bang for buck. And for 3D Mark Time Spy, we got a score of 7,505, which is a 5 cents per point score, and that's pretty good for Toasty Bro standards. So overall, guys, this PC, great bang for buck. I'm really glad that Facebook Marketplace did not fail me today, because there has been times where we've done these videos in the past and it takes me weeks to find a good deal. I found this one within 1 day of trying to do this, and I picked it up basically the next day. So I'm pretty proud of our Facebook Marketplace at the moment, but I want to know what you guys think down below. Did you guys think this was a pretty good deal, and what kind of deals have you guys gotten at home on Facebook Marketplace? But as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So this PC right here will be for sale at PCBros.tech. Yeah, we're not doing a Facebook flip. We're going to be selling it at PC Bros with a warranty. It'll be a good price. You guys already know that we've benchmarked, we've hand tested everything, we know it works well. So make sure to check out PC Bros today. Use code ToastyBros and check out to save 3%. You can also buy things like build mats and merch as well. See you guys later.